All right, gang. Here we are on Unlucky Session number 13. So last time, you guys woke up in the casino, had some breakfast, visited the Bone Garden to follow up on a request to meet with Question for an intro to the Cobalt Soul. You guys went there and you heard them out for a little bit. You learned what they wanted you, the Bone Zone, what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to follow a person around who's been getting kind of shady and kind of shifty, but you decided to follow up on your second intro letter, which was delivered to you while you were having breakfast. So you split your party. Naf and Pell went to meet with the Allegiance of Allsight, where you met the rude elf named James Cryon, who is not the headmaster of farts, or the master of arcane farts. He's the master of arcane arts. And the really cool goblin Grease Alcritos. You guys decided to do their job. You guys sent Carrie and Ono a sending message. You guys met up. You went back to the Bone Zone, where you talked to Rorosha's sassy parrot named Akil, A-K-I-L, because he will kill you. And then you guys acquired the marble elephant, went outside, and it transformed into this ruidium cursed giant elephant, which unfortunately led to the stomping and goring demise of Carrie. After a deadly combat, Carrie succumbed to her wounds and currently lies dead on the ground at your guys' feet. What is your plan now? You have the Ruidium elephant, which split into two smaller elephants, a dead Carrie, and the three of you, and it seems like the people will probably start making their way back to their market stalls in the coming minutes.
Well, okay. If that seems to be the case, the first thing Naf's doing is immediately rushing forward, and like taking his cloak or like something he can cover Carrie with, and picking her up to bring back to their own room that he bought.
Okay, what is your strength score, just out of curiosity?
It is 10.
Okay, so you're like an average person. So I'll say that you can, it would be a little bit slower, but with the help of Pell and Ono, you guys can definitely carry without...
I have little bird bones.
You do have little bird bones. But yes, you guys can carry back to your place. Are you picking up the elephant since that was your job request? Or you leave?
Ono doesn't even care.
Yeah, I'm saying fuck that thing.
I'll pick him up.
Okay. You toss them in.
I am glad that somebody did, because I would have felt bad, like, Carrie died and we didn't even do it. But, like, character-wise, Ono can't even think about it.
Yeah, Phil's got it.
That's valid. Alright, so I don't have a picture for your guys' room, so I'm just going to put you over here so we know that you guys have made it back to your casino. So when you guys are, like, you basically weekend at Bernie's, Carrie's in the casino, so that you guys aren't attracting too much attention. But you are able to make it back to your rooms in the casino. And what's your plan? What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm gonna lay Carrie down and from one of her many wounds begin filling up a vial.
Okay. That'll take you, we'll say, a couple of minutes just to make sure that you're... Because she's not bleeding super fast, so it takes some time. But a few minutes can go by and you can fill that.
I would just tell the others that I'm gonna try something. I need a night's rest. Bar the door. Don't let anyone in.
Nah, he's filling up the blood vial. Please tell me it was to resurrect her or something.
Ono, when you're told like not to let anyone in, Ono's gonna go to the door, and just go into her shell right in front of the door, so she's like a doorstop.
It's like a chair, like when you put a chair underneath the doorknob.
Yeah, kind of like that, except I'm assuming that it's not actually as functional. But like she is heavy, so like. But yeah, she's just literally in front of the door, curled up in her shell, probably like crying, like, you know those like tears that just don't make a sound because they're just so like gut
No.
wrenching? That's where she's at.
Like when a little kid is crying and they're out of breath from crying so much.
She probably goes through like different phases of crying, and that definitely is one of them that she has.
Like the gasping for breath.
Yeah, there's definitely some of that, and then it like quiets down to just like tears perpetually down her. There's like this little teeny tiny puddle underneath her.
No.
Okay.
She's sad. What do you want me to say?
Okay. Carrie.
She doesn't have anything she can do. She's just sad.
I was gonna. It's not gonna work, but I'm gonna try giving her a potion of healing.
You pour a potion of healing into Carrie's mouth, and it just seeps out the one side.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna pull out the elephant from the bag, and I don't know if this thing's gonna reactivate, but
Looking at it, you can see that. So before, when you guys first had it, you saw some of the little red cracks on it, and now after you have fought it and it shrunk back down into its form, the red cracks seem to be very muted in their color. They're not bright anymore. So it seems that whatever was causing it to react the way that it did seems to have passed, at least for now.
okay. Well, probably not gonna activate for a bit, so I think we're good. Nath, do you need anything to try to get this to work?
You now
Whatever
have
your
your vial of blood.
Yeah, what I need, I just need a night's rest, which is why we just
Okay.
need to stay in here and keep the door locked.
Oh, shut up. It's... Listen, man, try your best. Make this work.
So I mean, Nath's just gonna get his vial and just probably stalk in the corner.
At some point in your like sulking, Ono's going to peek her head out, and she's going to say to you, "Oh God, what's a southern accent? How do I be sad and southern at the same time? I can't do that. How do I know how to be like that?" She's gonna like peek out. What sort of ability do you think you'd like to be better at? Maybe I could help prepare something to make you better at that for tomorrow. I don't know for sure, but I can make some pretty cool stuff sometimes. Is there anything I could try to do to help?
He's probably just has both of his hands on his head. And he's just like, he's really shaking, so he seems like very nervous. So he'd probably just say, anything to help me get better at talking.
Better at talking, eh?
That's slang for charisma.
Yeah, no, I understood that. I understood that immediately. I'm trying to figure out if I have a recipe for charisma, because I don't think I do. I think I have one for strength. Oh. that is pretty much what I'm going for, Alex.
I know. That's why I said that, 'cause that's how it fixes all problems with food. That's a,
Get you
that's,
some get
Okay,
you some sweet tea to go
as
with
I
that.
just
that's in real life.
continue as I just try to go through all of my things because I don't know if any of them do.
Because I'm imagining a very funny thought, which is very inappropriate currently, but for the whole situation going on. But I'm just imagining that inside Ono's shell, it's like the genie warlock's like little exterior or extra planar space where like Ono goes into her shell and she's able to walk around this giant room, sit on a chair, go through her shelves. That's what I like to
So
imagine.
it's like the
happens.
TARDIS in there.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Yeah.
what
like
I
the
like to
kitchen.
imagine happens.
You do. So you do have one dish, which will let you. It's a charisma-based one. It's Spanferkel.
Yeah, but that one is only for people of middle to upper class society.
Well, I
Is
will.
Carrie and are these people involved
That's-
middle to upper
no.
class society?
Yo, that's my favorite food.
That is also his favorite food.
Is it
No
actually?
way.
That is
Yes.
his in character. That's his favorite food.
Okay, so
Oh
I would
my
like.
god.
Can I get room service of no? I think I'm going to say this, and I'm going to like okay, and I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna find the nearest kitchen, and like up to 50 gold, I will pay them whatever they need to let me use their kitchen and make this.
You can go to Naf's casino family's kitchen, and
Oh
pay
yeah,
them,
yeah, yeah.
and they will let you use their kitchen.
Cool. How much? Is it reasonable to say that I can find a pig to roast?
We'll say that you can just give them the money and they can go buy it. They know where to get
Okay.
the ingredients. They know where
Cool.
the.
How much does it cost?
We'll say 5 gold in totality.
Cool. I like how 50 gold was my cap only because that's as much gold as I have.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm like that's the extent of what I got.
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure me and Pal would have dished in our own money if needed to.
That's fair.
You're pretty sure
yeah.
of that? Aw.
So what I'd like to do is make sure that I have the ingredients for it, and like I don't know, roast pig sounds like it's gonna take a while.
Well,
Personally,
so I'll say that because of a lot of the market out here is like out in the open, that there's like halal meat vendors that are cooking it outside. There's like roast meat vendors out there, so they can go and get you roast pig. You just have to be able to take like an hour and prepare and cook all the ingredients together once you have them.
Okay. Anywho, so I will like get together what I need, but then I mean, I guess it doesn't actually matter, but in my head I want to do it in the last 2 hours of the long rest. Like I want to be like, make sure we're ready to go. I'm going to go sleep in front of the door for 6 hours, and then I'm going to come back and cook it. That feels complicated unnecessarily, but that is what I want.
No, you only have to sleep for 6 hours, and so I would say cooking, since it's something you do regularly and you have a chef feat, it's not strenuous activity because you're being very careful in how you prepare this to not wake up the children that morning, so you don't have to feed a whole family at the same time. You have a goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, you can make some Spanferkel, and this is actually what the description of what it does and what it does for you. Anyway, you get advantage on charisma checks against middle to upper class members of society, and it's also your favorite food, so I would say you just get advantage on charisma checks just in general.
Yeah, boy.
So.
Yeah, boy. I do enjoy how we attempted to make that an in-character discussion, as I'm just trying to be like, what ability do you want me to buff?
All right, so it is the morning.
Oh, hold on, man. You gotta let me get a long rest in and change my spells.
That's what I'm about to say. Y'all got a long
Okay.
rest. Y'all got your spell slots back, your abilities back, your HP back. Everything that you get back on a long rest has been recovered.
I'm gonna vomit in real life. Oh, this is hurting my heart. As I am shaking. And I'm keeping my spells as is, but I'm just changing one.
Okay. Alright. So, morning comes. Ono comes back into the room with a fresh plate of spanferkel for you now. And Pell, you wake up to the smell of freshly roasted pig, cooked in a very nice aroma of spices. Is there anything the three of you wish to do prior to whatever you're about to attempt?
I would eat the food and then simply just tell, like, deadpan, tell Pell and Ono and be like, listen, go outside the room, stay outside the room. If either me or Carrie don't leave the room, kill whatever does.
Oh no, just like zero questions asked. Zero question asked gets her battle axe. She throws her sword, not her sword, her shield, the other thing that starts with S. She throws her shield on her back. She just two hands her battle axe and nods.
Okay, Naf. Alright, good luck.
And
Uh,
yeah.
When we leave the room,
Mm-hmm.
I'll let Ono guard. Can I go downstairs? It's probably the morning. I don't know if there are a lot of people downstairs. But if there are people who are like just waking up and going for breakfast, can I try to spot magic people? With their wizardly robe and stuff?
You just looking for general, just like magic users?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead and roll me a perception check to see. Perception 10. All right. So you make your way down there, and you are looking around, and there are a lot of people wearing robes and whatnot. So you can't. You're not a magician yourself by trade, so you can't necessarily pick a magical user out of the crowd at a distance. But you would imagine if you hung out down here long enough, you would likely run into somebody spinning some magic tricks or being of magical background.
Okay, sweet. I'll just wait and see if I can find anyone or hear a yell from Ono or something.
Okay. All right. So, you both leave the room. Do you lock the door behind you, or after you lock the door as they
Yeah.
leave?
So Ono would, and before Pell goes downstairs, Pell and Ono would hear like that really goofy like movie thing where you guys just hear like 17 locks locking at the same time. I'm like, you hear the dragging of chairs being pushed up against the door. I'm like moving the entire armoire. Everything.
Okay. So, Naf, tell me what it is that you wish to do.
Okay. Nav is going to lay Carrie's body on the ground. Take out the vial of blood. And if Ono's paying attention, it probably would be loud enough to go through the door, but just about that, as he takes out the blood and begins drawing out some runic symbols and begins speaking and chanting in a dark language over and over again as he uses the blood for the special casting of Summon Greater Demon. And I will be summoning a Night Hag.
Okay. So,
And I will be protecting myself and Carrie's corpse within the circle.
Okay. As you go to summon this night hag, firstly, roll me a D100. Okay. As you go to complete the casting of this spell, thinking and calling out to a night hag to appear, something a little bit different happens. You've not cast this spell before, but you expected something to come to you. However, based on the ritual that you set up using your compatriot's blood, you are taken somewhere else. You and the soul of Carrie and the other two of you are also going to be on the map just so you can see it and see what's going on.
He prepped a map.
I have multiple things that I've prepped. You
What the
guys
fuck?
are taken here.
Mystery figure.
And you see, standing in front of you, is a cloaked figure. You don't see any hands coming out of the arms. You see no feet coming out of the bottom of the rope. All you see from underneath the cloak is a single right eye glowing and tendrils kind of outside, coming out from the shadows from beneath the cloak. And they look up and they say, "Why have you come to my domain?"
Dormammu, I'm here to bargain. He would stand there and basically say just that. You know, I'm here to bargain. I'm here to make a deal.
What is the deal that you wish to make?
I ask that you bring back my friend as they were, pure and whole again. And I will pledge my own life of servitude to you, as I myself am quite the powerful wizard and have knowledge that could be useful to anyone. All I ask is that you bring back my friend. My knowledge and life are yours.
Well, you're powerful enough to come to me. What knowledge is it that you have that makes you so valuable?
I am the disciple of a great and very powerful god. I know his secrets, just as he used to know everyone else's. And I will undo my own cloak and take off the eye patch to reveal the glowing eye and skeletalized hand. Showing the marks of Vecna.
You would be willing to trade the secrets of Vecna for the life of your friend?
If you bring them back as they were, and nothing else, yes.
You see the tendrils they just kind of whip out in a little bit just around their face. A couple extra feet, they kind of whip out and pull back. Naf, Carrie, both of you roll me religion checks, please.
Oh, crap. I'm scared.
2.
Dirty 20.
Okay. As you're kind of talking and looking, you start to feel a strange sensation. And as you're kind of like looking at this mystery figure, things around you start to kind of quiver and kind of shake. It feels like all of these skulls that are lit up around you, which is lighting the space that you're in, they kind of like flash in and out, flash in and out. It's like the power keeps going on and off. It just, it's like as Naf, as your heart is pounding, they start pounding in tandem with your heartbeat. And they speed up and up and up. And you start to get flashes of something that looks different. You get flashes of books or bookshelves maybe. You start to get flashes of a different being. You start to see an older, more tanned woman, wrinkle covered with this flowing gray hair. Kind of, it looks like there's starlight sparkling between the strands of her hair. And you can't really make out the distinct features of her face other than the wrinkles and the hair. But one thing does kind of stick out to you. There's this strange, like, pinkish glow coming from the middle of her forehead. And she kind of moves within this space that's flashing to you still. And you see these reds and blues and purples of what you assume to be what they might be wearing. And you see that the space around you starts to shimmer away for a second. And you find yourselves here, surrounded by all these closed doors, bookshelves lining the walls, and this larger, taller, older woman kind of turns to you, and you can now make out more of her facial features. And you see the pink glowing eye in the middle of her head. You see these two bright blue eyes, these golden earrings, this red, blue, and purple gown that she's wearing. And she almost looks like she's floating. She just glides over to you, and without saying a word, walks over and kind of brushes her finger across the back of Carrie's left cheek. And you see she kind of reaches down to her hand, and Carrie, you feel your soul stand up, and you are standing next to Naf. And Naf, you see Carrie standing in this weird ethereal astral kind of form. And she then steps back and says, I have but a short time. I felt the loss of your friend as soon as it occurred. I had no real way to reach you, but I found a way as you reached out to the darker entities. I only have a few minutes here, as I have effectively hijacked their power, and I brought you to my own demi-plane to offer you an equivalent deal to what you offered them. The choice will obviously be yours in the end. She looks over at Carrie, but I would like to offer you what you requested. Carrie, as you stare, roll me a history or religion at advantage.
Okay. They're both the same, but I think I'm gonna go with history. That's more a carry thing. I'm shaking.
You're kind of thrown, because as you're staring, it's like you're trying to recall memories that feel like they're almost fleeting away. You've been dead for over half of a day, and your memories are starting to starting to slowly go. It's harder to grasp onto some of the memories you had in your past life. But as you kind of dig deep and you think hard, you know this face. You know who this is. This is the person who you followed for a long time. You recognize this to be the imagery of Ayun.
Mm.
And she looks and says to you, I can return you to life, but you won't be the same. You'll be different, but you'll retain your personality and most of your memories. Or you can allow your friend to do what they wished and dedicate their life to this other person.
No.
She puts her hand out. They'll still have to. This is a two-way deal. They will still owe me, but it will be different. But I can return you if you choose, or you can choose not to return. There is nothing wrong with going into your afterlife. There is a warm place waiting for you. And she kind of waves her hand, and this door over here opens, and you can make out just faintly a glowing green forest. As you kind of look a little further, you see stars sparkling off in the far distance of that room.
Ono's gonna, like, Ono can hear this, right?
You can hear them talking, yes. You can hear
Can I-
hear Naf talking. You can't hear Carrie talking, but you could hear Naf, yes.
Does she want to come back?
You both hear the voice of Ono kind of very, very faintly. It's like it's very, very far away.
Yeah.
It's almost like she's talking to herself under her breath, and you happen to be eavesdropping and hear her say it.
Yeah, like it's not to herself, like it's to the room, but it's also very like childish question. Yeah.
Lady, gracious lady, if I go on, will I know? Will the stars? Will they speak to me there?
No, they won't. But while you won't be able to communicate with the stars, you will be able to communicate with something much more grounded. You will be able to communicate with the earth itself and the things that border life and death and everything in between. That's where you will draw your power from. Rather than keeping your head in the stars and losing out on some of those connections, you would need to connect yourself once again to life itself. And that would be from where you would draw your power.
If I pass, if I go there, and she points past Ayun to what she's seeing, the sort of the land and the stars. If I go there, then will they speak to me?
Anything that you wish to speak to you could speak to you if you go into your afterlife. It is for your own creation. She turns to Naf, allowing you to sit on what she's said for a moment. If you were to deal with me, there would be conditions on me bringing her back if she so chose to return. Those conditions would be the following. You would swear your allegiance to me and renounce those that you currently follow for power. And you would spread the word of myself and my good works to all who will listen. But most importantly, you are prohibited from purposefully using your blood magic to cause your own death. It would not be a ban from using it, but you could not purposefully choose to use it to end your own life. Or you can continue with the deal that you offered to the other being. The choice is yours, of which you would like, and in the end, to return or not is her choice.
Am I able to speak to Ghost Carrie?
Yeah, you could hear her communicating.
Okay. So then I would look at Carrie in her soul form or whatever, and just start talking. Whether she hears or not, I'm just gonna start talking. And Naf will look at the soul form and say, "One of the very first things I told you was I never cared for the gods. Let me accept this deal. Come back. Do it for me. You know that I wanted to find a way to atone for everything I've done. Let me do this. The group needs you. Let me come back. Let yourself come back. Let me stay here and actually help people." And you could see from his one good eye, he's absolutely bawling. Don't go. We all need you.
So Carrie actually, drifts over to Naf, and you can see that, like, all her star tattoos are just glowing almost sort of the same spectrum that Ayun is putting out. And she says, "Naf, I have to know this deal. Is it better? Is it more acceptable to you than whatever it was you were going to do before?"
It's one I prefer. And he kind of cracks a very awkward smile.
So, will you... All I wanted for you was to be free. This isn't being free.
Naf will try and attempt to hug the ghost form of the spirit form of Carrie, and will just say, in a very shaky voice, "I was free the day I met you. Let me do this. Come back."
So now you see that Carrie's eyes at this point welling up with tears, and she looks towards I, just nods. Says, "Lady, wherever you lead us, we'll follow."
And Naf would take a few steps back himself and, say that he accepts the deal.
She floats down to Unaf and she holds out her hand as if to give you a handshake deal.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
she shakes your hand, and you start to feel magic pulsating in your eye and your hand. And she looks at you and says, I can heal you if you would like.
I think that was Pepper and Carrie gasping just then.
I think Naf would respond with, assuming she's talking about the hand and the eye.
Yes.
Naf would respond with, I appreciate that offer, but I'd rather keep this as a reminder of what to never become again.
She nods. Very well. And she shakes your hand in completing of the agreement. And you do see on the back of the hand that she shook, well, on the hand that's not injured, you see there is a pair of open eyes crowned with a third open eye above it on your good hand, as of a back of the tattoo, as more of a signifier of the completed deal that you have made with Ayun, the goddess of knowledge, learning, and teaching. You feel, as she releases your hand, Unaf, you wake up. You're no longer here. You are looking around. You have Carrie's body still dead in front of you. You hear Ono outside, and Pella's nowhere to be seen just now. But Carrie is still there, unbreathing, unmoving, and not alive. Ayun looks at you, Carrie, and says, if you are ready, I can return you. But no, I cannot return you again. If you pass again, this deal cannot be struck a second time. There are magics that could return you, but this deal cannot happen again.
I understand, lady. But will you still keep him
Yes.
if anything else happens to me?
Yes. As long as he honors the terms of our agreement. Yes.
Then I am ready, and you have my eternal thanks.
And as you say that, she looks at you, assuming you are ready to return. And you see that the magenta pink light of the eye that is in her forehead fills the room, and the entire space around you goes this blindingly bright pinkish color. And the star tattoos that you had on yourself that kind of helped you commune with the stars in the night sky kind of fade away as you feel that connection to the stars dissolve. You start to feel some of your memories, not all of them, but some of them kind of fade away, and you feel like you can still access some things, but they're in a fog. They're hidden behind that fog form in your mind. Your normal traits of your physicality that you have grown accustomed to for the entirety of your life, the slight breeze that's always constantly been blowing around you, dies down and stops. And for the first time in your existence, you no longer feel a constant breeze blowing. You feel the cold of the air around you, the warmth of the heat coming from the lanterns in this room, and the welcoming of her embrace completely. And she whispers in your ear, take care of them, and I will see you again when it is your time. Good luck, and keep them all safe. And she taps your forehead with her forehead, and Naf, you see Carrie's chest expand as you take one deep, deep breath, and you, Carrie, are returned back to life. Let me find the map I need. Here it is. And you find yourself laying on the floor at Naf's feet with Ono outside. Go ahead and describe now what you look like as you feel your face, you feel the entirety of your body, and your physicality has changed somewhat. So you can go ahead and describe what you look like.
Sure. I'm not crying. You're crying.
I mean, we both is good.
Yeah, both is true. So, I think what Naf sees is probably pretty startling. I mean, I know he's seen a lot, but Carrie is at your feet and you see those star tattoos. It looks like they just sort of sink down into her skin. And then it looks like something is moving under her skin. And there's just this kind of wave of what looks like moss, maybe some bone showing, and then skin again, but there's still some patches of something, and it's like her whole body sort of ripples with that effect, and her hair, which you've always seen, like blowing out around her head and very ethereal, it goes dark and lank, almost like she had been swimming in some kind of pond that had algae or something like that, and her face sort of shifts and slides and looks unhealthy. She's breathing, but her skin is both it's very pale, but with like some kind of greenish undertone to it. And she opens her eyes and looks at you, and you realize that there's some fungi that's sprouting across the side of her face. And she sits up and she looks at herself, and her eyes are just completely black. She looks up at you, and she's holding her hands out, and she says, Neff, what's happening? What have we done? What's wrong with me?
Naf would just throw his arms around her and just softly whisper, it worked.
Can we hear that
You can.
that stuff is happening in there? Like, we're on the other side of the door, right?
Yep, I was just about to say, you hear a second voice that is not Naf's in the room, and then you hear it worked. If you want to bust down the door, you can bust.
Yeah,
down.
I 100% want to bust down the door.
You're
if that's cool with
you
you.
can be a raging barbarian turtle. I'm not gonna
I-
make you roll for it. You can just
I
bust
would
the
like-
door down.
Yeah, yep, that is what I would like to do. I like rage through the door. Literally, I'm going to use up a rage. Let me find that button. I'll figure it out later. Rage through the door. And then see that, like, Carrie is alive. Don't even notice that, like, she looks different. Drop my axe that I'm carrying and just, like, run and, like, envelop both of them if they're still embracing in just a massive hug and just sob. And just sob.
We have a group hug cry circle.
Yeah.
Pell, you hear from downstairs as you were looking for magical folk. You hear a door basically get destroyed from where your room was.
Yeah, I'm sprinting back up with my sword drawn,
You
ready to kill
you
anything.
sprint through the casino, weapon drawn, drawing some looks, and as you run and have to dig your heels into the ground and basically slam the tip of your sword in as a brake to kind of stop yourself from sliding past the door, you see that Ono is hugging Naf and Carrie, who seems to be alive and breathing again.
If I notice Pell, I don't know whether I would if I'm completely enveloped in this hug, but like if I notice Pell, any of the like animosity that I had towards Pell is just gone. Life's too short. And I just grab him and drag him into the hug.
You are dragged. Your momentum. You got Steven Seagal into this hug. Your momentum is just dragging you in, and the four of you are in a, for the first time, the truly first time, the four of you feel as one solid group should feel. Like you had a loss. You're all here. You're all together. The Zoodles are together as one. And we're gonna take a break.
Yeah.
As you all lay embracing each other in this circle of trust and love and friendship, you all feel a great warmth and compassion surround you all, like it's enveloping you even more. The lighting in the room changes to a dim pale magenta, and you all see appearing on your wrist a small little magical trinket, and you hear a voice whisper in your head, "This magical bracelet forever binds you and your companions together in an inner circle with the knowledge that you will always be there to protect, support, and uplift one another. Keep each other safe, protect each other, and continue on your path. I will see some of you soon." And the light goes back to normal. And if you all look in your inventory, you now have a new item called the Bond of Ioun.
What?
What?
Mechanically, once per long rest, you can use your reaction to force the damage that would hit one of the other members of the four of you, of your inner circle, the damage to hit you instead of them. You burn your reaction to take the damage to protect your compatriots.
Oh my god.
But it resets every long rest, so once per long rest, you have a little protective bond.
Oh, you guys.
What?
Alex, seriously, we just had a break to compose ourselves. And you hit us with the friendship bracelet
How
now?
dare you? How dare you, sir? Oh my god. Wow.
Damn. Okay.
What do you guys wish to do for the rest of the day?
Cry. I wish to cry. Well, I think that, Carrie has just been clinging to Nath, and she, had sort of moved an arm to grab onto Ono when Ono came running in, and, it's just kind of doesn't have a free arm for Pell, but, they're all there together. And she pushes back a little bit and takes a step back away from the hug and gets a very surprised look on her face and just really abruptly sits down on the ground.
Mechanically, Carrie, you have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, definitely. And part of it, though, is she looks up at the rest of you and she looks shocked and scared, frankly, and she says, I don't... Is this what it feels like? I'm so heavy. I can't... How do you do this? How do you walk?
Lay down. It's been rough.
Ah,
You're back. And listen, Carrie. I'm really sorry that I couldn't protect you and do my job. That's my fault. I'll try to do better.
no, it's fine. Don't, please. Everyone,
Carrie-
it's...
Carrie, you're the I don't know, how do you say, the glue that keeps us together, and I don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you so much for coming back.
I couldn't leave any of you. I couldn't leave, but I feel so heavy. How do you... I don't think I'm breathing. Am I breathing?
Carrie, I think you're okay.
I'm a
You're
wizard.
okay.
Well, what am I looking at?
Go ahead and roll a history or a medicine check.
History
Ooh.
or medicine? I'm good at history, hopefully.
Can I roll a medicine check? I probably
Go
don't know as much,
for
but
Yeah, sure. You can also roll a medicine check if you want, Pell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can roll one too, Anna, if you want to.
sorry, I apparently accidentally clicked out of my character sheet like a dumbass.
You're fine.
Well, knocking this one out of the park.
Yes, sir.
Oh no, knows dick all.
Pell, when she asks if she's breathing, you see that she is in fact not breathing, but she's perfectly there, talking, scared, alive, but she doesn't seem to be breathing.
Wait, Carrie, what happened when you died? Yeah. Are you okay? What's going on?
You mean what happened just now?
I'm actually interested in what happened when you died too, as well. But I think just now is more important.
I mean, what did Naf do? What happened?
Naff.
And
Naff.
where are your tattoos? Wait.
I don't know. They're gone, and I don't remember. Naff, you were going to... Who was that you were going to make a deal with, Naff?
Just get deal with whoever necessary.
Then thank all the stars, all the gods that Ayun came instead. Because if you had done what I think you were going to do, please don't ever do that for me. I thank you for what you have done. You saved me. And I am so glad it was Ayun. But I don't understand what is happening to me. Ayun came, she gave us choices. She said I could go back but be changed.
What other like physical traits are different besides just like the breathing?
As far as physical traits, as they describe themselves, you see their physical differences of how they aesthetically look, but there's no. You see that the breeze that was consistently blowing around Carrie before is no longer there.
Do they still look like the same race function, or like do they look more human? Because like I kind of got from the description that they don't look the same. I don't know.
Carrie, do you mind if I check your pulse?
She holds her arm out to you. And am I answering Ono's question, or are you, Alex?
You can answer the question.
She definitely looks more humanoid.
Okay.
And, I mean, her hair has in fact changed color.
That
She
is what I got
seems
from the
more-
description.
Yeah. You know how Carrie always seemed a little bit insubstantial?
Yeah.
Like you could just break her bones like twigs.
Mm-hmm.
She seems more solid. And she's also pretty cold, Pell.
Does she have a heartbeat?
As you are feeling for a pulse, there does not seem to be one. Or if it's there, it's so very faint that you cannot detect it just by trying to find it.
Okay. I'm not an expert on these kind of things. In fact, I'm far from being an expert. But from what I'm seeing, you, Carrie, might be undead. I have no idea. That's just an educated guess. Which is not a bad thing, if it is true.
Can I do a religion or arcana check to maybe figure this out further?
Sure.
Which one do you want? They're both +8.
Let's say religion. She doesn't look quite human, but she is definitely a humanoid. She doesn't look like a zombie, so it looks like they're somewhere in between. This weird in between kind of state that's not necessarily one, but it's not the other.
You obviously don't have to answer, but can I ask out of game?
Sure.
Because player me thinks he knows, so I just want to ask, for that knowledge for myself.
If it's the question I think you're gonna ask, it's not gonna be me that answers it. It'll be up to the player to tell you one way or the other. So.
Okay, well.
But you can still ask the question and then determine from there.
Carry a hollow one?
Are you gonna ask Carrie that, or
Well,
are you
I'm
gonna
asking.
ask me
I mean,
that?
I'm asking you because I'm curious. Were you given? Did Alex pull some shenanigans and give you the gift of being a hollow one? Is that what this is? Because you're not undead. You're somewhere in the middle. That's a hollow one.
Um,
And
let me let me ask you
critical role
this.
campaign.
Let me ask you this. At any point in our travels, would Naf or anybody really have been shooting the shit around the campfire and asking people where they're from or anything?
Fortunately, my answer to that would be no.
Yeah, definitely not Poe.
I feel like Ono would, but
Yeah.
I feel like Ono actually, in fact, in character, tried to do that multiple times and was shut down by everybody, if I recall. But like,
You know what? Carrie would have told you. Carrie would have had this conversation with you. So, Alex, is that a thing we could retcon?
Sure.
Okay, so oh no, if you had asked, the sort of getting acquainted, where are you from kind of thing, Carrie would have told you that she moved all over the place with her mother, and there were reasons for that. But that to her knowledge, she was born somewhere in the region of the Blighted Shores. So that might answer your question, kind of.
It well, being on the Critical Role wiki, it does. Being on the Wikipedia page for Hollow One for the past 15 minutes, yes, it does.
So, I mean, I guess if that's a question you want to ask Carrie right now, it's like, hey, let's take this moment to get better acquainted.
And, honestly, in character, Naf doesn't care. You're back. That's all that
yeah,
matters.
no, I don't like. That's the thing is like Ono might know, but not necessarily. Honestly, she doesn't care. You're alive, and that's pretty much it. Like if she's the one that might have some of this information, then I feel like she does not have care to bring it up. Like it's just not relevant. I don't think any of us actually care in character. I think out of character we're all like ah ha, ha, out of character. But in character we're all just like our buds back, and they could be a rhinoceros and we wouldn't care.
Oh shit, could I have been a hippo, Alex?
Are
Take a
you
wild
not
shape into one.
still a druid? I was gonna say you could be a hippo.
You could, in fact,
Only
be a
for
hippo.
3 hours, but like.
Well, and that's true. I mean, but Carrie right now is feeling really weird, physically. So she looks at Pal because you're, taking her pulse, and she says, What is it? What is it? What's happening?
I'm not really feeling a pulse. Maybe a super light one, but it's
What?
not really there. And you're not breathing.
What?
Still alive. And like I said, I think that means you're undead. But I'm gonna be completely. I'm so out of place here. This is not what I know. I know how to swing a sword and how to take a beating. I cannot tell you what happened.
I
don't know
I
what you
also want to point out the funny thing of this all is this is all happening as we're hugging each other and talking to each other. We're all sitting in the middle of a very blood-covered room. We're sitting.
Yeah.
We are sitting in the center of a demonic circle.
Yeah, no, I
fine, dude.
don't think any of
forgot.
us care.
God.
We're all just sitting having this conversation in a very obvious I spilled blood in this room and made a demonic circle.
And a beaten-in door.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good
now,
point.
I sort of have a question. One of those questions you sort of never really actually want to know the answer to. But, like, God forbid, Ayun forbid, that you were to be unconscious or dying again. How the hell would we know if you don't have a pulse, you don't breathe?
That's
And Carrie's eyes just get really even wider.
listen, Carrie. Do do you feel okay? Like you're not dying right now.
I I don't know how to explain it. I'm not in pain. I feel so heavy. I feel blind somehow. I and she looks over at Naf and she says, Am I a zombie? Is this what she meant about coming back changed?
I wish I. Hold on a second.
Roll me a Arcana check.
Oh my god. I could also try and cast Animate Dead to reassert my control over. Carrie. Arcana.
You don't know?
That being a joke, of course, because I could try and. I can. If you're an undead, you know.
Yeah, let's see if I'm your minion. I'm good with it. Take your best shot, man.
I'm not actually gonna cast it.
Oh, now I'm disappointed.
Should we try to get like a doctor or something? Like someone who actually knows stuff about this? Or
You at this
maybe-
point hear someone calling from down the hallway. Everything alright in there? You guys are making a bunch of noise. Who broke the door? What's going on?
It's at this point that Carrie looks around at like all the blood and everything, and she looks up and it's like she's got a different reason to panic now.
It literally looks like a murder scene in here.
We're good. Don't need to worry about us. We're fine.
Fix my door.
But you
How-
see, he's not like in the doorway, right? He doesn't
No,
see.
no, he can see
Okay,
the door
good.
from down the hallway. He's
How
kind of freaked
how
out.
busted is the door?
You smashed it off the hinges and split it in two, basically. You're right in the middle. It's
Okay.
it's
I feel like right in the middle is actually easier to fix than like if it were smithereens.
yeah, it's repairable. It's
So-
just gonna take a while.
I don't actually feel like I have any relevant skills to trying to fix this, but my gut reaction is like, yeah, Ono would try to fix the door.
I mean,
You
I
know?
feel like if you just even sort of prop it up right now so that the crime scene isn't immediately
Yeah.
visible.
Yeah, I just sort of like use it as like a lean-to sort of vibe, like just patch it up the door.
All right, you do that, and you hear them walking down the hallway towards the doors. Like, better fix this before you leave, or I'm gonna charge you for it. And then you hear footsteps walking back away.
I could not give more than two shits about this fucking door right now.
But you're willing to give 2 whole shits, and that's your max.
Yeah, I'll give two shits.
What is my in-world understanding of how much a door would cost? Like, do I just want to pay for this door?
It'll cost like 3 gold.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I don't even care. I will give them 3 gold.
That's including the labor to rebuild it, basically. But
Yeah. I am okay with that. I will just give them 3 gold.
So, I have an interesting question. I don't know if the others would notice, because at this point, Naf has his cloak completely off. Like, the wrappings around his head are gone. but for himself, he's just taking in the situation. He didn't want to get healed, but he also agreed to give up all of that and, denounce all that, whatever. So he's going to take a mirror. Obviously, the missing eye is still missing, but is the glow still there? The green glow.
It's replaced with a magenta glow. It still looks like it did physically, but the glow is different.
Are there windows in this room?
Yeah.
Nap's just gonna go open a window and stick his whole head out the window. He needs air.
Yeah, you stick your whole head out the window. You hear the sounds of the streets of the Suncup Bazaar. You see that the Hands of Ord are actually now patrolling the streets, trying to figure out what happened before. Still from yesterday. They seem to have upped their security. You smell the spices of the foods that are being cooked. You hear all the noises. It's nice and warm out today.
Okay. He's just gonna stay at the window, finally taking in everything at once that just happened, and just begins choking up and breaking down.
You hear in your head as you start breaking down and choking up out the window. You haven't seen the last of me, and you can't escape me that easily. You came for a deal, and I intend to have my comeuppance. The secrets you hold are not yours to own and to trade. I'm coming for you. That's it.
Kind yet ominous.
I wonder who that could be.
Shit.
It was actually, I actually just overheard Kevin, our neighbor, room over.
Okay, Carrie, do you need to lay down or something? Need some rest? Need some food? What?
I don't think I want food. Some rest would be good. I do think that perhaps we should try to clean up this room.
Okay, we can clean up. You can rest. We'll do all that.
Why? And she looks over at Naf and kind of takes in, I don't know, his sort of hunched posture or whatever as he's looking out the window, and says, yes, if you two don't mind, maybe go get something to clean up the room with.
Yeah, okay. Oh no,
And she
come on.
she hugs Ono. She hugs Ono really tight and sort of, grips Pel's arm. And then let's go.
Let's go find some mops in the room, oh no.
Sorry, let's go find. Oh, mops. Mops. Got it. Yeah.
Let's go find
clean
some
up the ball
bops.
up there.
Let's go find some. Let's go find some sick bops.
Some bops, maybe.
Bop, ba-da-ba-da, bop.
So as soon as they leave, Kiri comes over to Nath at the window and just hugs him from behind and sort of is resting her head on his back. Just doesn't say anything. She's just hugging him from behind.
He just stands there. Poor people under this window. It sure is raining. It's a rainy day on the streets of the Suncup Bazaar.
What do you mean? It's not raining. Oh, I see.
Oh shit, what's the quote? It's a good day for rain? No, what's the quote? Fucking Full Metal Alchemist.
As you guys go look for mops, Pel and Ono, Pel, you get a message from a familiar goblin voice. Are you, did you guys complete the quest? It's been about a day now, and we were just, wondering when you were going to be returning with our item. Please respond. Thank you.
Right there. Okay. We have the item. Incident occurred. Everything is okay now. We'll get back to you soon.
You get another message. Well, that's good to hear that everything is okay. I hope nothing too serious happened. We look forward to your swift return. Stay safe.
Okay. Oh my god, those guys are annoying. Anyways, I don't know. We should probably bring back some like water. I know she didn't want food, but we should probably bring back a snack anyways.
You always need snacks.
You guys
But
can,
you know what, actually? You know what needs more? We all need a little bit more snacks right now. We need to hydrate a little, because I
Yeah.
think we may have just created a minor flood.
Listen, you get the
May-
food and water. I'll go get the cleaning stuff.
All right. That
Okay.
sounds like a good plan.
Knock before you go in, by the way.
I-
Okay.
I'm sort of wondering. Maybe I need to get some sort of anger management classes or something. Because that's twice in 24 hours that if I hadn't kind of lost control, stuff
Yeah.
would have happened.
You're not the one to blame for it. If anything, I feel like it was my responsibility to protect her. But she's back. That's all that matters, okay? None of us is at fault.
I just wish we'd taken that other job now.
Yeah, no. Fuck this job.
I would like to go and what I want is the Suncut Bazaar equivalent of like one of those drinks in like a coconut or a pineapple.
okay.
But like for all of us, or like that is what I'm looking for.
Umbrella drinks.
Yeah, I'm looking for umbrella drink.
Oh man.
They make you giant bowls of mango smoothie umbrella drinks.
Yeah. How much does that cost me?
6 silver.
Nice. All right. So, and I don't know. Maybe I find like no, I probably have some sort of snacks on me. I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I imagine I find some snacks, and I just sort of make a little like, kind of like snack charcuterie board, and I come back with umbrella drinks, and a snack cuterie board.
A snack cuterie board. That's really good.
Anything else you all wish to do for the rest of this day?
Do Pell and I want to go deal with just delivering the stupid ass thing to the people? To get, like, seeing as they made us a phone call to deal with it? Like, I feel like we're currently running errands, and we might as well, but, like... I don't know
How
if that's,
far
like, a
away
whole
is
group
it?
thing. Oh, yeah, were they on the other side of fucking town?
Yeah. It's gonna
Yeah,
take
okay, never
you. It's
mind.
gonna take
We're-
you 3 hours to
We're
walk there.
doing that later.
Yeah, never mind. They're on their own. They can deal with
I
it.
mean, they're okay with waiting until the next day. That's kind of what they were trying to infer in the message.
Oh, okay. I thought they were trying to infer, like, they wanted it ASAP.
No, they just want to make sure that they get it. That you're not trying to rob them.
Got it. Then, yeah, I come back with my umbrella drinks and my snack cuterie board. And, I don't necessarily even say anything. I just sort of, like, bring them in and just, like, curl up a little bit and just kind of slurp from mine. Grab a piece of cheese and just kind of nom it a little bit.
You guys guys return with a snack-cutery board and some fancy drinks, and
So when you bring Carrie the drink, she looks at it, she takes it, and she says, "Oh, it is an umbrella drink like you were having yesterday." Yesterday? Was it yesterday?
you can't quite remember. It seems
Yeah.
foggy.
And now she's just kind of like staring into space. I I feel like there was something about that worried me. I don't know what it was.
It's okay. The umbrella drink's not really that important. But like, I wanna say that you can like see that Ono is like visibly a little bit sad that you don't have all of your memories.
Yeah.
But she's trying to put on a brave face.
Yeah. Just, oh no, thank you for bringing these things. You take such good care of us.
Who's the real mom friend? Is it Carrie or Ono? I don't know.
And you notice
like-
that Carrie, like, because I'm sure this is something Ono would watch, right? So Carrie, like, takes a few sips of the drink and then she puts it down kind of quietly and she, like, tries a piece of cheese and eats about half of it and then just puts it down and sits back.
Ono didn't like personally cook it, so she's not like mildly insulted, but she does 100% clock that.
Yeah.
Pell comes back in, just whispers some quick words to Naf, and then gets to scrubbing all the blood on the floor.
After the quick words, the Naf would turn around and look at Carrie, and probably on his own grab the wooden statue he carved of you, wherever you have it.
Yeah, it's on my bracelet on my wrist.
Yeah, he would take it and grab his own dagger, and probably with shaky hands do his best, and he'll just he makes a little inscription on the back of it, and places it back on your wrist.
What does it say?
It says, "You freed me."
Damn.
You guys say I emotionally terrorize your characters.
Look, we may emotionally terrorize ourselves, but you're the one who put us in the emotionally terrorizing situation. I still blame you for all of the feels, Alex.
That's fair. As you guys kind of take it easy, fixing doors, cleaning up, spending time together for the rest of the night. And this room's not big, it's very small, the four of you being in here. It's a little claustrophobic, but you don't feel claustrophobic anymore, Carrie. It's like that fear of being in enclosed spaces is gone.
Mm.
You don't remember why you used to feel that way. You just know you did, and now you don't.
I think that's a huge relief.
You guys
I think that's very, very comforting.
You all kind of just spend the time in each other's space, whether you're speaking or doing anything. You're just together in the fact that what happened was very harrowing, and you don't want it to happen again. But you eventually all find rest. Some probably better than others. Carrie, it's weird for you because you lay there like you know your body should need to sleep and should want to sleep, but you just don't sleep. You just lay there in an inactive, motionless state, alone with your thoughts for the evening. When everyone else is asleep, you are just sitting there, eyes wide, just trying to remember, but not being able to quite grasp on your childhood, the reason you were a bear for a year. You know there are reasons for these things, you don't. They're gray, they're hazy, they're almost like they're being blown away with the air that used to surround you, like it was holding everything in, like you were a tornado of emotion and thought and memories and feelings. And now that tornado has just kind of subsided and everything is free to escape. Some things stay, some things go. You're not quite sure, you just feel a little different internally and a lot different externally. But the night passes, you recover a level of exhaustion, you guys all wake up in the morning. And I think this is where we're gonna stop for today. Yes.
Just so it's in the recording, because I feel like this is a big character thing. For the first time since he's been with the group, this would be the first time that rather than having his back to the group, like, you know, facing away from everyone, Nath would fall asleep facing the entire group.
Yes, I feel like Carrie dying was like the best thing that ever happened to us.
And with that, we will pick up next time and see what happens with this return quest and what else happens on Corral. Until then.